Alright, this print is coming to a close here. I do want to point out several factors that I've mentioned, is that this print head has the basics of getting filament from there through an extruder down a Bowden tube and into the hot end and onto the bed. That's it. It doesn't need any added weight, doesn't need any added gizmo. It uses the paper feeler gauge as a feeler gauge to measure the distance the nozzle is from the bed just before the print. It has a non-heated bed, okay, not required, not even during tramming, okay. So this is printing right now as you see it. So when I recommend not having extra weight here, is because the printer has to deal with it in some fashion or another. In this particular setup, it's done. This is all it has to deal with. If you add weight here or add a little gizmo here that's not required, if you start adding things, then not only does it change the momentum, okay, of the x-axis, okay? The bed has its own issues. It's no big deal. A lightweight mirror solves the issue. It's flat, okay, so we won't go into all that. But the thing is, if there's weight here extended from zero, let's just say this is center of gravity, and all of this crap is on the top, it's wanting to not be well adjusted. You've got all this weight to have to deal with and maybe make the, let's go ahead and click on this. And then fiddle with the G code to try to clean that up. You're adding more problems. You're adding more problems to the problems that are already there. Honestly, if you just have an extruder, this is the basic plastic extruder, came with the printer. This is the basic Bowden tube. This is the delivery, because this is a moving head, okay? There's no added weight here that's just not needed. It's not a requirement, okay? You don't need the weight to print. In fact, less weight adds less stress to the stepper motor. I mean, you have a stepper motor here that's moving all the time, and if you add weight to the hot end, you're adding more problems. You're adding more stress to the motor that isn't supposed to be there, okay? You're adding more momentum, movement up here that isn't supposed to be there, all right? If you have issues, you know, printing with standard PLA, PETG, TPU, I printed that in this fashion with the white Bowden tube. The blue tube adds friction. It's a known fact because it's a smaller inside diameter. I'm not making this shit up. So keep the white Bowden tube. Do what it takes so that you're not overheating the nozzle to melt the Bowden tube, causing, blackening or crystallizing of the Bowden tube. Keep the temperature below, I don't know, about 210, 215 for PLA. If you start going higher than that, then yes, you're going to have to Frankenstein the machine. And Frankensteining it is your issue. That's what you'll be dealing with from here on out. If you're just looking to print, as I've been printing for the last 5.5 years, well over 4,000 STL files on 4 different printers, plus the CR10S, then go for it. That's what you want to do. I like to print. It's my hobby. Right? You can see the springs there are not the yellow ones, not the chunks of rubber. Doesn't need it. It's never been required. So I'm just saying, this is non-heated bed. Let's look at that. The set point on the bed is 0. It's room temperature. Alright, so this is basically it. You don't need all this on the top that people, defend. Okay, great, have fun. But I don't need it. I've never needed it. We'll never add it because it's not required. It's printing right now without it. That's all I want. Alright, keep it simple, keeps it printing. Alright, happy printing in 2024 and well beyond. Oh, E-steps, 93. It's 93 because that extruder is what came with the printer, and it's what the factory set is 93. And here we are, 5.5 years later.